let's focus on some of the earnings. And we had the numbers coming in from Antony Waste Handling, which reported a bit of a weak set of numbers this time around, where the profit has seen a drop of 52% on a YY basis. The margins have shrunk. So let's understand from the management that what is the outlook going ahead, though the stock is holding itself in green right now. Onto the show, we have Iyer Subramanian, who is the Chief Financial Officer of the company. Hi, very good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today on ET Now. There have been a lot of market rumors related to the IT rate. So let me start this question, the first question on this one, because the stock was also down around 10% in the trade on the back of the same news. Can you just clear the air and give us some perspective on that?
Definitely. So the income tax surge has nothing to do with the company's operations. The income tax authority had certain complaints about certain vendors who are also providing services to the company. The transactions with these vendors from the companies and has been completely transparent. All the payments have been were in RTGS and TDs have been deducted. Now these vendors have not been filing their own personal tax return. So that is one of the reasons why the income tax authority had raised questions with those vendors. And since they were also parties to which the company and other companies had worked with, they had asked for the ledger copies from the company's end. We have completely complied with all the requirements. The details have been shared. The bank statements have been given to the authorities. Till now, we have not heard from the income tax authority on any of these details yet. But these have been done for all genuine purposes for the collection and transportation of municipal solid waste in the city of Delhi.
Right. So if you could just clarify to us, because your auditors have definitely raised the concerns about the receivables and recoverability of the receivables. I stand corrected. The amount stands around 8 crore rupees. Is the entire amount recoverable, and how much have you received so far? Just to clarify on that particular front.
Yeah. So if you look at 8 crores, that's like less than 1% of my total outstanding and total annual revenue per se. So this is a very minuscule amount. Of the 8 crores, we have started receiving around 5% of the money, because these are all government dues. So this takes time. There are certain legal cases which the company has already won in the Bombay High Court, and some matters are in the Supreme Court, where the gains from these contracts are to the tune of 16 crores. So what is outstanding in my books is just 8 crores. I've already bagged arbitration wins to the tune of 16 crores. So once the money gets realized, the entire 8 crores gets wiped out. Again, to put things into perspective, 8 crores is just 1% of my annual revenue. It's something to do with the legacy issue, and these are all pre-2015.
Subramaniam, now let's talk about your earnings, because your margins were down, and one of the reasons was the higher other expenses. What was this owing to, and was there some provisioning in this quarter as well?
There are two factors which kind of weighed on the margins, just not the other expenses component. It's also, we didn't recognize revenue from reimbursement of minimum wage and also the escalations. A lot of municipal corporations still don't have elected members. So certain regulatory and regular work is not getting done. So the company, being prudent, has not recognized the reimbursement, which needs an elected body to approve these bills. So these were supposed to add it to my revenue. I already paid these expenses. So the expenses sits in my other expenses book. Other part of the other expenses is also the higher transportation costs related to my refuse derived fuel transportation. So if you were to add the reimbursement amount and the escalation amount, which I've not booked in the last year and the last quarter, my total EBITDA would actually be significantly higher. It would be around 187 crores versus 163 crores that I'm reporting. Margins would have been 22% as against 19% that I'm saying today. So this is just following that once the elected members join the board, they approve the bills, then I will get this money. So since those people are not yet been elected, maybe in the cities of Nagpur or Bombay, Thane, these are the cities where the corporations are still not elected. So once these people come in on board, the general body gets formulated, we will get our dues realized.
Right. Let's talk about then the year ahead. If you could quickly summarize and tell us what could be the growth drivers for your company in the year ahead, as FY24. Any revenue growth guidance, EBITDA guidance that you can provide to us?
So for us, I mean, it's like a very organic growth. Put in around a 10 to 15% core organic growth is something that we can definitely deliver based on the contracts that we're already bagged and executing. Our total order book position as of today is around 7,800 crores spread over the next 7 to 10 years. So that gives us a lot of revenue visibility. And this is like an annuity model. So the kind of contracts that we have is almost like a monopoly in those particular cities. So on a chug-along basis, a 15% core operating growth is something that we can definitely and would like to achieve. EBITDA margin should be in the range of around 22 to 24% at console level. We are definitely trying to kind of control the cost. Transportation is one area that we are definitely looking at. But 22% EBITDA is something that we should be looking to deliver over the next 12 to 18 months comfortably. The other big driver would be our commencement of operation of the waste to energy project in the Pimpri Chinchwad area. So that would also add to the top line and also have a significant contribution on the EBITDA side.
With this, Mr. Subramanian, thank you so much for joining us today on ET Now and helping with the future growth guidance of the company, and wishing you all the best for the results ahead.